attack one
Oh,
day.
you don't think he gives me heart attacks?
Oh, I'm sure he
all
does.
the time. Because Nori's lying right there in the pathway. Why is she doing that? So he weaved through the camera and under here where there's cables everywhere. Because he doesn't care. He's just a large dog, and he's like, I will go there.
And we can't put him in the room and close the door because he'll literally just tear through the door.
Probably your live stream to YouTube started right in the middle of that explanation, so it might not make much sense. But we are live now.
That's okay. So. All right, so welcome to the show, guys. Sorry we're late. If you guys are used to watching us on a weekly basis, then that probably doesn't faze you too much. You're probably used to it. But we have a mediocre show planned for you guys today. We have not done much show prep, I'll be honest. It's a light show. It's going to be a light show.
It's like the Tech Talk version of Awesome Hardware, is what we're going for.
Yes, and that is not an insult. No. I respect everything they do on Tech Talk. They have a very good idea. They have a good flow, you know?
They're like, we'll just not plan anything, and then
we'll just wing it.
And then we'll never have to plan anything, which is brilliant.
They're like the poster child for fuck it, we'll do it live type of thing. So that's what we're going to try today.
We do have stuff planned, though.
We do have some stuff planned. It's not just because we hate everything and we don't want to do the show. It's mainly because we had a bunch of other stuff to take care of before the show.
And it's Thanksgiving week.
It's Thanksgiving week. It's a lot of chaos and commotion, both for our channels as well as each of our families, I'm sure.
Everywhere around the world, people are preparing for Thanksgiving in all the nations.
I don't know. Does China celebrate?
It's an American holiday.
Yeah, right. Even Canada has a different Thanksgiving.
They have Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's not.
Which is very similar, but it's like Canadian bacon, which is ham.
The only difference between Canadian Thanksgiving is that they're just more thankful than we are.
And they're so thankful they're almost they feel bad about it, so they apologize.
Yeah. Sorry's giving. Okay. But anyway, what was I saying? This is episode 85, live show, in case you guys are new here, that Paul and I do every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. We stream the show into two halves. The first half this week is on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BitwitKai, and then after we do my half...
Your YouTube channel.
Oh, yes. No, it's my Twitch channel is BitwitKai.
I know, but we're not streaming to your Twitch channel right now.
We're not?
We're streaming to Awesome Hardware.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Channel.
You're right. God.
And
I have not drank enough beer.
And your YouTube channel.
And my YouTube channel. Good Lord. Okay, so let me start that over. This is a live show that we do every week. We split it up into two halves. It's going to be on Awesome Hardware on Twitch 100% of the time. We won't ever cut unless we have some technical difficulties. On YouTube, however, we split that up into two halves. The first half this week is on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/c/bitwit. And then we're going to take a break, a short intermission, so Paul and I can both probably pee or something or get more beer. And then we're going to go to Paul's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Paul'sHardware. That is correct.
We got it right on the second try.
When I don't pregame as much, I feel like my flow is gone. I lose my mojo. I'm not coherent. It's I need the alcohol to really make sense.
Perhaps you should have a beer.
You're right, Paul. Why don't we do that now? Because we actually have delicious spirits to drink. You're still working on that?
I'm still working on my pre-show. I'm sort of getting over just a tiny bit of a head cold, so I'm going to take it slightly easy tonight, which is why I'm only drinking a 10% porter after this. But Kyle's starting off with the Sequoia Red Ale.
Sequoia Red. This is from Kern River Brewing Company. I was actually in Kernville not too long ago for my it was actually my wife's birthday.
Oh yeah.
So we went to Kernville. I was there for the first time, and our Airbnb was directly across the street from Kern River Brewing.
Up in Kern County?
Yep. They got some good beer there in that brewing company. It's the only craft beer.
Over near Inyo Kern?
Inyo Kern. So I'm drinking out of the Paul's Hardware mug, which why don't we
mention
and give that a shout out really quick.
What a transition there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
smart.
Wait. I'm using the wrong mouse. That's the problem here. All right, so we'll do mine first. Yes, Kyle is drinking out of a Paul's Hardware English pub glass, which you can purchase for yourself at paulshardware.net if you would like to help support what we do on our YouTube channels.
Yes.
I also have lots of other shirts, some mugs. New stuff is the Tri-Blend shirt in a few different varieties. Oh my gosh, the organic cotton beanies are sold out. Those were popular. I do have more of those coming in, so if you were interested in one of those, they're really cool. There'll be more of them soon. I also have new decals and some ladies
stick them everywhere.
Shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, Kyle's store is bitwit.tech/store.
Yeah, and I've got 2 new designs.
Look at all this.
Well, actually, I guess 1 design that I've slapped onto 3 different items. The first of which is a t-shirt. So this is the Tri-Blend.
Hey.
It's very nice, super sexy. I saw Disturbed. I don't know if you just Disturbed Medic. James, the guy that we play H1Z1 with a lot. He tweeted me a picture of him wearing that shirt. It looks freaking fantastic.
Nice.
Those are new. Also, if you want the more classic cotton, black and white, that's there too. And because it's cold, usually in most parts of the world that aren't Southern California, you can also get that in a hoodie version, black and white.
Hoodies.
Classic. Woo.
These are great hoodies.
Woo! For $45, the quality is quite good.
And we have a nice selection. Like if you like the hoodie with the pouch in the front for the hands, you know, Kyle's got you covered there.
Yep.
If you want the zippered one, I have those over on my store.
Yep.
And
So,
actually, I should wear my.
You should wear your beanie for.
Beanie.
I guess it's cool enough right now in your
good.
garage to rock it. I can't do beanies personally because I have so much hair and it just like it traps all the heat. And I
have the logo kind of
happy.
offset here at a jaunty angle.
Makes you look a little bit
it's
like
more,
you're gonna rob a house or something.
Yeah.
Or rob a bank.
You can also, you can put it dead center if you want. I don't know where do you want the screw? Where should the screw be?
I think the screw looks better off to the side maybe. Because it's like it's still visible from people who are like looking at you straight on, but it's not like in your face. Like, notice the screw. Screw you.
And it's
or whatever
and
message.
it's organic, so it kind of gives you a sense of superiority. You're like, oh,
Yep.
it's organic.
It's non-GMO, gluten-free.
Awesome.
The other thing that I wanted to mention, as far as announcements go, I think this is our last one, is that we are hosting a giveaway starting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We've been kind of teasing this and mentioning it on Twitter and stuff, and also in some recent video updates. But we made a shit ton of money from selling a bunch of hardware that we needed to get rid of. We liquidated our assets, as Paul said, and there's all the cash. Those are all hundos, of course. When you see the hundo in the front, that automatically means all the bills behind it must also be hundos.
Oh,
So we're rich now. We're rich bitch, but what we're going to be doing with this cash is giving it away to you guys, or at least a good chunk of it. So stay tuned for details tomorrow. The first place winner will win 1,000 of those dollars.
$1 grand.
$1 grand. Second place winner, yes, we're including 2 winners in this
people.
giveaway. So you have twice the chance of winning theoretically. The second place winner will win $500, and that's just straight cash PayPal giveaway. International.
Everybody.
It's going to be good. It starts
Around the
tomorrow after we release the video that we'll be posting to both of our channels. It's actually the same video that you'll be seeing on either of our channels, but you should watch both of them just to give us the ad revenue while you whitelist us on ad blocker and stuff. But that is all I have to say for announcements, so why don't we get into the short news segment that I have planned here, which is the first topic. MSI just released, or they announced, I should say, this GTX 1050 Ti GPU. Yeah, okay, it's already been out, who cares? But this one's kind of cool. It's low profile, and if you look at it, you can immediately see what they're talking about here. It's low profile from a width standpoint, so it's actually a half-slot PCI slot. Is that what they call them? Half-length, or half-length, or half
height.
Half-height.
Yeah.
Half-height PCI slot, thank you, Paul. Which is kind of like, you don't see those too much anymore on modern cases for like enthusiasts and stuff, but you do see them quite a bit on like older pre-built desktops. So like the HP Pavilions and things like that, they usually only have, a lot of them have half-slot PCI expansion slots, which you could not fit a typical GTX 1050 Ti or any modern GPU for that matter, high-end GPU, in one of those desktops. And a lot of the times, games are heavily GPU or graphically intensive on the video card side, not so much the CPU. So even if you have like not the highest end pre-built desktop that you use for like Microsoft Word and stuff, dropping in a entry-level video card can actually give you quite a decent amount of gaming performance, especially now with the possibility of having a half-slot card. The 1050 Ti, which both Paul and I have done reviews and stuff on, has proven to be a pretty capable little card for the $150 or so that you pay for it.
Yeah.
So I think this is also coming in at around $139.99 speculated. It's running the same stock speeds and reference video outputs, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, they do have all 3 of the video outs on there: DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you
And one of the key features of the 1050 Ti is that it's got a really low TDP. It's a very power efficient card, so there's actually no PCI Express port that you have to worry about on here. That's the one concern about sticking in even a mid-range or even some low-end GPUs inside of a pre-built, is that oftentimes your power supply won't be able to support even a 6-pin PCI connector. So with this, it goes straight into the motherboard. It receives all of its power directly through the PCIe slot, 75 watts rated, and you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about, or even potentially getting like a Molex to PCIe adapter for your power supply. So
I see a pretty viable option for. I mean, if you look at something like a Node 202, like Fractal, or any of those very slim mini ITX cases that are a little bit taller, because they usually have the motherboard and CPU in one section, and then usually a riser card or a ribbon cable for the graphics card further down. But you could now do like a mini ITX. Some mini ITX boards even have like an external power brick, and then if you've got PCI Express slot, then you could do like a build. You could kind of scratch build something, or maybe there. I'm sure there are cases also for half height cards like that. But
yeah,
be cool to do a gaming system and something like that you build yourself and can upgrade versus. I mean, there's other options in that range. Like Zotac does a lot of little mini PCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of time they're integrating like the GPU onto a custom like motherboard or something like that to fit it all in there. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, opens up some possibilities there. So stay tuned for that in case that's you're in that sort of boat. The next story on our list is about Netflix. I just saw this at the top of the front page on the hardware subreddit about Netflix requiring some outlandish things to stream video playback at 4K. So what exactly is Netflix requiring their users to have hardware-wise and software-wise in order to stream things like Gilmore Girls in 4K, which was a huge emphasis in this article. They really wanted to emphasize that Gilmore Girls is going to be streamed and available in 4K for all of you hardcore GG fans. That's GG.
GG.
So
all about the GG.
So the first thing that you're going to need to stream 4K, if you want to get on that bandwagon, is Windows 10. So anyone who's on an operating system that's other than that is not going to be able to do it, which already kind of hints at some DRM tendencies. But I think most people right now who have PCs are either on Windows 10 or have the ability to upgrade without much cost to them. They're probably going to want to upgrade to Windows 10 eventually, once support for 8.1 starts getting phased out. But that's a requirement, which I'm like, I mean, it kind of sucks because I'm still on Windows 8.1 myself on Hotline, and I know you are on Arctic Panther. No, you're not. But because you're dumb.
I am on Windows 10 everywhere except the HTPC, which is still on Windows 7 because it uses the Windows Media Center for DVR stuff.
Okay, so but anyone else who I know Joker Productions is very adamant about not.
You have your keys.
My keys?
You have a bottle opener in your keys.
Yes. I was like, are you going to drive right now?
I need to take your car for a spin.
What's the emergency? So, like I'm saying, I know Joker Productions is also a guy who's very adamant about not upgrading to Windows 10. He's like, no, screw that. Everything's working perfectly fine for me right now on 8.1. So I can get the frustration for some users who are still on that operating system who would like to stream stuff on 4K. But even if I wanted to, Paul, even if I did upgrade to Windows 10 because I wanted to, I still could not stream 4K Netflix. You know why? Because the other requirement, I didn't really give you enough time to guess.
I thought you were gonna.
I apologize.
Just take a shot in the dark.
So the other requirement that they're putting on users is that you have to have a Kaby Lake processor. So that's something that none of us have right now.
So it's impossible to watch Gilmore Girls on Netflix in 4K.
What are you going to do with yourself without
Nobody can
4K do GG? So that's right now the only.
Actually, that's not true. You can get a Kaby Lake processor in a laptop.
I was going to say the only device right now, Windows device that supports that.
I just completely ignore those. I've not even acknowledged that those exist.
So the only the only device right now that fits the bill that has Windows 10 and a Kaby Lake processor that's listed on Microsoft's website anyway is the Lenovo Yoga 910. So hey, if you want to stream, if you really need your 4K GG fix that badly, just go get a Yoga 910. Spend $1,100 on that or whatever it costs,
I'm gonna order one right now,
and it's totally worth it. But wait, there's more, Paul, because there's one more requirement that you need in order to stream 4K Netflix, which is the most ridiculous of them all: Microsoft Edge. You need to use the Edge browser.
All right, I'm canceling my order. How much is a Lenovo Yoga?
Wow, I was pretty
910?
close. I said 1100. It's 1049, 1050.
1050 if you buy directly from the Lenovo website.
I should go on the prices
Edge,
right.
though, the latest Windows 10 update gives you, puts the goddamn Edge, I keep removing it from the tray.
Yeah.
Puts it back again. Also keeps putting goddamn Candy Crush back on the computer. So I don't blame Joker at all for doing this, but at least those of us who have upgraded, we can bitch about it. Yep. And then the Edge that's like a little pop-up, like a little thing. It's like, did you know Edge can do some bullshit with Pinterest or something? I don't. What?
Who gives
I
a
removed
shit?
you. You weren't supposed to be there. It's so intrusive.
Yeah, it really is. It's
if
worse than Norton.
If I've really gone and removed it, Microsoft, and done all that stuff for the Edge browser that I don't want to use it right now.
Yeah.
Do you think really a Windows update that puts it back and suddenly does some annoying ass shit is maybe I should give it a try?
Now that you mention it very aggressively and without my permission, I think I might be interested. Yeah, no thanks. So that is a huge clusterfuck of requirements that Microsoft has not said, or Netflix has not mentioned why that is, why those requirements are in place. But we can assume or speculate.
Gilmore Girls fans are just hardcore. It doesn't matter. They could be, and also your firstborn child must be sacrificed.
Gotta see.
I gotta have my Gilmore Girls in 4K. Sorry, Susie.
It's the new phenomenon that's replacing crack cocaine. Everyone sweeping the nation is a new epidemic called Gilmore Girls in 4K. Yeah. But the article is saying these requirements are likely due to hardware-based DRM, and HEVC decoding features, which I guess makes the most sense out of all of this because nothing else does, which is quite a shame. I'm gonna silence my phone because it's Discord.
All over
I need to disable notifications for that.
Discord on your phone?
Yes, I do.
It's like the future.
But what the fuck, Netflix? I guess they are in bed officially with Microsoft.
But there's other 4K programming available on Netflix, right? You've been able to stream Netflix 4K. This isn't like the 4K debut.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have a 4K TV unlike some people.
I just got one. I'm making a video on it.
I
got a great deal via Slick Deals, and I got it at Target. It was less than $800. It was after tax and everything. It was like $780 or $790 for a 65-inch 4K LG TV.
I helped them set it up today. It's pretty nice, actually.
The deal was ridiculous. I couldn't not get it.
You'd be losing money if you didn't buy it.
Yeah. I don't know, something about Slick Deals, when you see the fire icon, you're like, I have to buy whatever that. I don't care. It's like
I blame Austin Evans because he always uses the fire emoji so strategically, and it's conditioned me to think that anything that has a fire emoji next to it must be amazing.
Must be hot.
Thanks, Austin.
Okay.
Okay. So
what's next?
Next up is a donation, really quick. Automatic Tech.
Never mind. I was doing the transition right as you started talking about the next thing, and
we
then
gotta call out the donation. These people are handing us money,
right.
Literally putting money in our hands. It's amazing. Automatic Tech, $5 donation. Thank you very much. Which is better for gaming at 4K? Speaking of 4K, which is better for gaming at 4K on a 4K FreeSync monitor? Two RX 480s with Crossfire, as written strangely, or a GTX 1070. So I would say go for 4K. Well, the two RX 480s are probably going to outperform the 1070.
I disagree with whatever you're about to say.
In a lot of the stuff, but the 1070 is going to provide a more consistent gaming experience because scaling with a multi-GPU setup it's not reliable. It can theoretically get you higher frame rates than a single faster card sometimes, but then other times it won't, and sometimes games don't scale at all. They don't support Crossfire. So what I would say is buy the most expensive GPU, the fastest GPU that you can afford, and work your way up from that. Because
all right, the man says he has a FreeSync monitor. You want to take advantage of FreeSync.
Yeah.
Here's what you should do: get one 480 right now. Wait 1 or 2 months. Hopefully not more than that. 1 or 2, maybe 3 months for AMD to release their top-end stuff, which is supposed to be happening. I mean, I really hope they don't push it back more than 1, 2, 3 months. But you'll be fine with the 480 for now. Turn some settings down. Don't play it 4K. Play play it 1440 or something like that.
What if he already has a 4K monitor?
He says that. He says he has. That was the premise of the question.
He didn't say he had one.
Which is better for gaming at 4K on a 4K FreeSync monitor? That's the basis of the question. That is the foundation upon which the foundation cannot be.
We haven't verified ownership.
Okay,
he's
if
said
you
that
don't,
I already have this.
All right, if you already have a
Changes
4K
things a little bit.
FreeSync monitor, then that is what I would say to do. Get a 480 now and upgrade to whatever their top end card is whenever the Vega.
Just play at 1080 for a while until Vega comes out.
Yeah. All right.
Comes out. Oh my God, Pup Shepherd.
Sorry if I got upset there. What?
Took that question very seriously.
Well, you were telling him misinformation.
No, what information? What misinformation?
It was clearly wrong.
No, I did not say anything like that. I said buy the fastest GPU, which I don't know. I guess Vega could be that.
No, your information was good in general. I was honing in on the FreeSync thing, and you just like I'd hate to say if somebody said I have this really nice FreeSync monitor. I did not tell him to get an NVIDIA card though. I said buy the fastest GPU but I mean,
could afford. Had you let me finish, I could have completed the thought. But I
don't know. Like right now, it's like if it's like buy a 480 or wait for the next gen stuff to come out. Because I guess all right, you could go with like a Fury, an R9 Fury. Don't get the Fury X. Like, I don't know. If you can get a good deal on an R9 Fury, that would be another good option. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Pup Shepherd, really quick, $20 donation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks,
I
Pop.
sent Kyle a package. Was it your package?
Have a drink on me.
Have a drink on me.
We are going to be doing mail time on my half of the show. So if you've sent anything, and I have a lot of, they're all back here behind us.
Did you receive anything from a Pup Shepherd?
I don't know. I believe that is an internet, not real name.
I feel like that's how we should all address our mail though too. It's like whatever your username is online, you should also how you should like write your return address and stuff.
I've also wondered many times, is Pup Shepherd? Does that mean he shepherds dog like puppies, like little puppies? Is he a shepherd or is his name Pup, and he is a shepherd, or is his last name Shepherd?
Or maybe he's like an amateur, early beginner shepherd, and so he's like a pup of shepherds.
You're right. It could be taken many. It's very ambiguous. It's confusing.
You're a man of many mysteries, Pup. Your complexity
probably never
arouses
know
me.
The true answer.
Probably never know. What if his package is just a puppy? Thanks, Pup.
That's also possible.
Yep. All right, back on track here. Let's talk about our third and final story for my half of the show, which is about AMD. I briefly skimmed this article, so sorry if it's not super in-depth or if I get anything not 100% accurate. You guys are used to that, though. AMD is apparently not limiting their color depth on HDMI 2.0.
Not as in capital letters.
Yes, it's overclock3d.net. Thank you for this article. They made it very apparent that AMD is not limiting color depth on the HDMI 2.0 standard. Apparently, a lot of articles are reporting contrary.
It was one
information.
It was one main article that was picked up by a couple more legitimate tech
tech outlets.
Tech outlets, tech news outlets that were more reputable. That. And then kind
of snowballed from there, like the internet usually does.
Yeah.
But apparently, the issue doesn't lie with AMD. AMD's not cutting off or limiting the color reproduction, or the color depth, I should say. It's basically the limitations of HDMI 2.0, the standard itself. There just isn't enough bandwidth with that connection to actually support a full HDMI, chroma, without any kind of chroma subsampling signal.
Ooh, 2.0B.
So there's 2.0B, and there's 2.1 in the future and stuff. But what the article's saying is HDMI 2.0 was never really intended to support HDR at 4K, at least with 444. Is it 4x4? Is that how they say the chroma subsampling? Do they say 4x4x4?
I think it's just 444.
I read it all the time, but I don't hear many people talking about it, obviously. So I don't know how it's actually spoken.
I've mostly heard people say 444,
444,
420, or 422.
Okay, so basically, and Paul was explaining this a little bit to me earlier, is that 444 is kind of like pristine, uncompressed throughput. So that's basically what we all want, right? We don't want any kind of compression. We want to see the colors completely filled out as they are intended. But that requires a lot of bandwidth that the HDMI 2.0 standard doesn't have. If it doesn't have that bandwidth, you can do what's called chroma subsampling, and that is indicative of the numbers or the ratios 4:2:2 or 4:2:0, and that's what's currently supported with by AMD at the moment. So basically, we're waiting on HDMI 2.0B or probably 2.1, or another future
or DisplayPort
standard.
Options.
Yeah, that's
like
the other issue.
DisplayPort 1.4.
That's the other topic that they brought up was like, why hasn't TV just dropped HDMI altogether and adopted DisplayPort, because it's been known to have way more bandwidth, and HDMI is kind of just holding the entire movement back, so to speak. It's also royalty-free. DisplayPort is a royalty-free standard, which is all the more reason to switch over.
HDMI is not. That's never made that much sense to me either. HDMI is just too prevalent everywhere, and people are more likely to buy a new TV with a port that they know they're familiar with and that they've used before, and they can plug in their existing Blu-ray player or something like that.
It's kind of like, why don't we all just have like electric vehicles overnight? It's because we're pretty much, it's indoctrined, like gasoline vehicles are indoctrined into our society right now. It's going to take a while to transition to something completely different. And granted, that's probably a way bigger topic than which cable you're using.
Let's dive into that one right now. How about that? Let's talk about fossil fuels.
Oh God, no.
Let's get to the bottom.
Sounds horrible.
No, never mind.
It's too thick to lay on right now.
We are not prepared.
But that's what's going on with that. So
that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know, and that's all the article said. That's all I read. So I don't want to go on and spout some more blabbers.
I mean, because I did see this a few days ago. I don't recall what there was a Tweaktown article on this too. I forget where the original article was from. It might have been a German website or something like that.
The Germans.
The Germans.
The Germans.
I forget. I read it briefly and then I was like,
All right, let's move on to Pimp My PC, shall we?
Okay.
Let's do that. I asked you guys for some last-minute submissions. I was running short on content for my half, so I was like, let's do it! And you guys delivered. You sure did. Starting with Binolgrup. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, sorry. But it looks like you're rocking this Define. The Define R4. Define R5.
Define R4.
4. That's what I said. Define R4. Alright. GTX 670. Haven't seen that card in a build in a while. With an Intel Xeon E3 1230 V2.
670 is a classic.
Yes, it is. I remember that EVGA core.
Cal and I both ran 670s for a while.
We did. That was a good card. I had the Asus Direct CU2. That was a great card, actually. I really liked that one. I still have it. Still kicking. Although it's not really commissioned right now. Anyway.
I think mine's actually back in the box.
Which one did you have?
It's the same exact one.
The same one?
Asus. The Asus one with the
pipes and
the chrome. They made the chrome pipes on the side look like they were like on a chopper or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right. So basically, what I'm going to say right here, right off the bat, is ketchup and mustard cables. That's a pretty obvious one. It just makes the build look more on the budget side. But with a couple extensions, you can make it look a bit more premium. Give it a more high-end look and feel, I would say. I like the cooler. I mean, it's probably a really good one. Looks like it's that's not a Noctua cooler natively. That's a side Mugen with a Noctua fan on it. But I rather like kind of how it looks. I think maybe if you put some more Noctua fans in the case, like for case fans.
Mugen.
Unless you do some serious like custom sleeving and spray painting and custom work, the only thing that I can really I can use to remedy
a 1230 V2
an awkward Noctua fan is more Noctua fans. Does that make sense? Like you have this one Noctua fan that just kind of throws everything off. Even if you have clean black sleeve cables,
embrace the Noctua.
You must embrace the Noctua fan and implement more of them throughout your case.
Paint your whole case this interesting shade of brown or maroon or something.
Get like a 1980s chassis, a beige chassis, and stick all that stuff in there. But that's what I would do. Maybe get the sticker off that power supply, and Cable management looked pretty good though.
Yeah.
Solid.
This being Pimp My PC and all, I'm gonna provide the opposing answer to this one. This is a nice system. You obviously don't have much of a color scheme, and that's totally fine. This is, I mean, I don't know when you put this together or if you built it up over time or anything like that, but I bet this is a very nice, speedy little system. I think the best things are going to, like, as far as speed or anything like that, performance, are going to involve really changing out a lot of the base level components, motherboard, processor, and graphics cards. So, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I wouldn't really touch this system much because it's wired in nicely and everything, and everything's kind of like it's all right about the same performance level, you know. I would want to invest. I would want to start a new project rather than taking this system and upgrading it.
But since that system does, or since that case does have a side panel window, if you were just wanting to do the bare minimum of aesthetics, and this just occurred to me now, since you've already got a white graphics card more or less and a blue motherboard or blue accented motherboard, maybe just get rid of that Noctua fan, put it in a different system, use it for a different application, and replace it with a fan that has like blue and white accents. I think that would tie a lot of that together, right?
I disagree.
What? How dare you have a different opinion than me?
From the core principles of Pimp My PC, okay, sure, what you're saying makes sense. But a Scythe Mugen with a Noctua fan is a really good performing cooler. Like, this probably keeps this. I bet this has really good temperatures.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Scythe makes some really good air coolers with some like solid.
I'm only providing my vain
design
and superficial,
right.
thoughts. We need both of ours to.
All right, but thank you to Knob1L or whatever your Twitter name is that I didn't catch. Christian Reyes is next. OK120 on Twitter. 6700K based system with a Fury X, an MSI Gaming Pro motherboard, G-Skill RAM, and a Corsair 400C case.
Oh, that's the same motherboard that I have in the streaming PC that we use for Awesome Hardware at my house.
This is one of the first systems I've seen that's an actual person system that has one of these newer motherboards with the LED strip that goes up the side with the PCB that's kind of a slightly different color so it can shine through. I was always torn when I saw those.
Yeah, me too, because it's yellow.
Because, yeah, it's kind of yellowish, but I mean, it's hard to say. Like, this picture is taken with a flash, and you can't see a whole lot of. Well, there. That's so. Here's what it really looks like.
Yeah, at night it's fine.
So there you go.
Lighting.
It's made to live
in the dark.
Yes, to come out at night. It exists in the shadow, to prey on the blood of innocence,
innocent
and
intel chips.
That kind of thing. All right, this is a cool look. I like the way it looks when the lights are out, because you have the trace lighting on the motherboard. You have the Radeon shining proudly there with the red, which blends in with everything else. Your Corsair and your MSI logos here as well. I would say maybe adding a second LED fan to the bottom here would maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, because I think just the mismatched fans.
These are different fans.
Especially when they're on the same radiator. I always like to have the same fans on a single radiator. It just looks a bit more cohesive.
That would even things out a little bit.
Maybe even on the radiator for the Fury X there too, or is that a Fury? Yeah, it's Fury X.
It's Fury X because it's got that. There's not much you can do about the cabling here for the Fury X. It is as long as it needed to be compatible with as many cases as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, your routing here of the cables is, it's not the most aesthetically appealing. It's a little awkward, but there's nothing you can do about those because they are units that are all-in-ones, and there's nothing you can do. So there you go. Other than that, your cable management is great.
Maybe one thing he could do, Paul, is maybe like zip tie or maybe put a Velcro strap around the like both sides, like both. Basically, clamp your the cables down from coming off of your Fury X.
Give it the clamps.
It's kind of making like a big C, like a backward C shape there. If you could just clamp that C down. With like a Velcro strap or like a zip tie. It might...
Like from here to here?
Yeah, like just straight from here, straight up. And just kind of like clamp it down a little bit. Maybe even use two of them to flatten it out a little.
I feel like if it did that and this was still going straight, it would conflict with the fans over here.
It's hard to tell with the perspective of the camera. I don't know exactly how close it is to the fan, so yeah, that might interfere. But something to check out if you want it to get out of the way of your CPU and stuff.
I think it looks quite nice. I think the main things holding you back are the limitations of the all-in-one liquid coolers that you have, but there's really nothing that can be done about that. And you've done a great job otherwise. So
yep,
there you go.
Thank you, Christian. Next up, we've got Todd, and he. This is actually there's not much to pimp here. I would say he's got a pretty killer system. This could have been an honorable mention here. It's pretty sweet.
This is from the Mod Zoo.
This is it is from the Mod Zoo. Yes. This is a custom scratch build that he has put together. With very much kind of a Green Bay Packers vibe. I do see like a team helmet sculpture in the background there. This is a pretty nice little system here. It's it looks like the UDH5 from Gigabyte, that motherboard that had the gold accents on it.
Okay.
Didn't get too much popularity, but I thought it was a pretty sweet board. Also, I like what you've done with the Avexor Raiden RAM. You've completely spray painted that or colorized it.
Oh, cool.
Looks really nice.
Changed the housing, and it's the green LED Avexor Raiden RAM.
Yeah.
Which is hard to come by.
Yeah, it is. And the tubing looks pretty sweet. I believe that's hardline tubing, which
I like these
fairly straight.
I like these fan
grills.
Those are really cool.
Bear grills, yo.
I wonder, those must be. I feel like those must be 3D printed or something.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like that. Available at retail. Pardon me, Todd
Custom water cooler.
posted his Modzu link in here, where I'm sure if it's a good Modzu post, which I have to imagine this would be, we'll probably have a lot more details on what he did as far as the construction of this. So if you guys are looking at this and you're interested, Kyle has the link to the Twitter post in the description of this video, and then in there it has the link to the Modzu post.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Very nice.
That's really cool, though.
That is nice.
I like that build.
Nice
Scratch
job,
builds
man.
are so cool because they're just like you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
And they're completely unique. So thank you very much, Todd. Next up, we've got Carl Barks at Shadow Bite on Twitter, which is in an S340, not the Elite, I don't believe, from NZXT. Got a cryo rig cooler on there. Looks like some LPX memory from Corsair, the low profile stuff.
Yep.
That's probably either a GTX, or I don't know. It could be anything. A 980 Ti, it could be a 970.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this looks like a pretty modern system, so
yeah.
I'm guessing it's a 900 series or perhaps a 1000 series
Right.
Gigabyte card.
What's kind of weird
Reinforce.
or strange to me is the PCIe cables, how one's black and one's white.
I think he must have done that purposely with extensions.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I kind of like that.
You like the kind of alternating?
I don't know. I mean, this is a very black and white build, and
Yeah.
I mean, barring getting custom extensions or something like that, or
I just feel like my eyes missed the black cable
you don't
entirely.
even see the black.
Right.
Well, because it's in the shadows. It's stealthy.
It's because it's a fucking ninja.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say as far as suggestions for upgrading the aesthetics here, apart from maybe cable combs for these 8 pins for your CPU. That's about all I'd have to say. And this is the only picture I think that's sent. So, it's a 980 Ti G1 Gaming, an i5 4590, a CryoRig H7, Z97 SLI crate, and 8 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LP memory. Nice build. I like it.
Yeah.
Very
Very,
cool.
very nice. Good job, Carl.
Isaac Schultz is next. The blue weighted are there for testing stuff, not permanent.
Okay. 6700K. 960. Looks like a GTX 960 is there.
Yes.
We've got
4 gig 960.
Yep,
8 gigs of RAM.
256 gig OCZ, M.2, 1 terabyte SSD, and that Hyper 212 Evo lifestyle right there. So I'd say this is probably like the weakest that I've seen today as far as cable management goes.
Certainly.
I think the SSD that's hanging on your power supply shroud there should probably have some kind of housing that's a bit more stable.
I feel like he was indicating that might be temporary, but
okay. If that is temporary, good.
The blue weighted are there for testing stuff.
The blue weighted. It's got to be some autocorrect.
But there's a blue SATA cable here plugged into an optical drive, which is obviously not a temporary solution. There's also a backplane on this case. This is a Cooler Master case. I don't know which one. Oh, it's a half X. Okay. Well,
I think your system definitely needs a rehaul or a revamp of its cable management. I would just, at this point, I would just clear it all out. Like, take all the cables, unplug them, and then that'll also give you access to dust your system.
Unplug them and then remove this power supply and replace it with a good power supply, because this is an okay. Maybe this is an okay power supply, but it doesn't look like one to me based on the label on the side and the shoddy cabling. LSP 700 watt ATX. I can't read the power chart there, but
80 plus concerning.
I've never heard of LSP before, and
80 plus green.
I don't know if it's not 80 plus. An updated power supply with some better looking cables would be a very good solution for doing that. And then, SATA cables are really cheap. You can get them for like 50 cents each on eBay or something. Just buy some black SATA cables. And that would blend everything else in, and then do some cable management, and you have a nice looking system.
Yeah.
That's my stance on this.
Clean that shit out. I shouldn't tell anyone to clean anything out of their systems because the recent video I posted just shows Hotline Ultra dusty and nasty.
Yeah. Arctic Panther is actually pretty dusty right now too.
Yeah.
All right, Zach Pais. 4470K, a GTX 780, I'm guessing. Asus Formula Z87, so Maximus 5 Formula.
On right now. Hero
32 gigs of G-Skill RAM, Seasonic 650 watt power supply, and an 850 Pro.
See, this is what I was talking about the Noctua fans. Like, if you have a whole gang of them, it can look fine, right? Because
then it's themed.
Kind of balance it out. It's a themed, right? And it actually looks pretty nice here. I'm sure you're getting some really nice temps on that CPU as well. There's honestly not too much I could say about this system, other than if you wanted to get some sleeved extensions, even though those are black. I mean, they're already like matched quite nicely with the rest of it. It blends in. Your cable management's good. You're taking advantage of all the correct grommets that you should be. It looks like, there's nothing sticking out. I don't know. Everything looks good to me. It looks a little dusty. You can clean it. And if you really wanted to, maybe get some extensions.
I agree.
That's about it, though.
Good assessment, Kyle.
Yep.
Okay, that's all for Pimp My PC.
Pimp My PC is over. And then we got our last segment, which is Faceoff.
No, we don't.
Oh, we got a sponsor spot.
Yeah, sponsors.
Yes. Today's sponsor is Fractal Design.
Where did that go?
Yes.
I thought I had a sponsor.
Yes, they are. Good old Fractal. And...
No, wait, hold on.
Oh, I just checked my email and was like, why hasn't anyone bought anything from my store yet? It's because I archived everything. I archived all my commerce orders. I filtered it because I was getting too many like Squarespace emails like, you have a new order.
That's so annoying finding that like it's like, hey, somebody has supported your channel. I'm like, fuck you. It's like, no.
It's only so I can
make me happy,
work
Kyle.
more efficiently.
I get
check
happiness from that.
Hey, they get their own inbox. All right.
Okay.
They're special.
There we go. Fractal Design is the sponsor for this week's show.
Yay.
We'd like and Fractal Josh is in chat.
Hey, Josh.
How does he know to show up right as we are doing the sponsor spot? I don't know.
He's a lurker. I don't know. He just lurks until he hears the word Fractal.
Perhaps he's watching us very closely to make sure that we're doing a good job and saying only good things about Fractal Design.
I'm just waiting for like the pizza to show up.
Yeah, pizza would suck if a pizza showed up.
Where's the pizza today, Josh?
Anyway, point being, I have a new Fractal Define Mini C, and I built the system in it, and I was gonna have it right here and like be like, look at this system, but it's out and it's my HTPC, and it's probably recording, I don't know, House Hunters or some stuff that my wife likes to watch. But the point is,
it's great. Define Mini C is great for recording House Hunters.
Define Mini C. Define C is also available in a full size as well as here it is. There it is right there. Anyway, so check out the Define C. It's a new design. It has a power supply shroud,
It does.
which is nice.
The first of its kind.
Has the very distinguished look that the Fractal cases are known for, minimalist Scandinavian design. And I thought it was a pretty good case overall. If you guys want to check out a little bit more and watch videos, link in the description. Well, at least on my channel. I don't know if Kyle's done this on his channel.
I did. I linked the link, not to my review, but of the product page on Fractal.
Okay.
On Fractal's website.
Well, Kyle and I have both done reviews of this case, the Define Mini C. So go ahead and check those out, and you can see a bit more of our feedback and the builds that we did in them, because we both did builds in them.
We did.
My build looked better.
Mine's a Z77 build. You dick.
Z77. That's
Fucking-
old school.
Fucking old school. Classic. Yeah, had a 3570K in that bad boy.
Nice.
Had to take it out of the HTPC. Wifey Sauce wasn't happy about that.
Wait, so what did you? So is this now your HDPC too?
No, I just did it for the video.
Did you move it back?
Because the Z77 board, it was the only micro ATX board I had.
Oh, okay.
Was the Z77.
You should put a micro ATX board in a micro ATX.
You
case.
should, yeah. And the 3570K was the only 1155 chip that I had.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, on hand.
So
that would fit
have
into
you
that
moved
that
it
motherboard.
back into the other case now?
Yeah, it's all restored back to normal.
Oh, okay.
HTPC has been restored, but
I will say, because
It
I
was a pain
mean,
in the
I
ass.
moved mine. It was from a Node 804 to the Define Mini C.
but it stayed that way afterwards, right?
I
It's like
left
when
it
you-
because I mean it's quieter. It's
yeah.
the Node 804 had been in service for a while and
Mhm.
had gotten quite dusty.
For me, it's just a space thing. Our HTPC is the size of like a toaster. It's like this big.
Oh yeah,
And it goes underneath our entertainment center. So,
That's nice.
but yeah, go ahead and check all that out. Links in the description below for either of our YouTube channels. You can find more information on the Define Mini C right there, including our reviews and stuff. But let's go ahead and move on to our next segment, which is Face Off. Now we can do Face Off, which is a segment where Paul and I go head to head
Wait, I didn't mean to do that.
in an online. What's happening?
I don't know. I changed the lower thirds and
We can't take you anywhere, Paul.
I apparently changed it on both. That was weird.
Oh,
Where's Face Off? Face Off.
under F.
Yeah, they should be.
There, it's right there.
There it is. Okay. Face Off.
Yay!
Okay, now we can do Face Off.
All right, so basically this is an online two-player flash game. It's a really shitty game that Paul and I usually play, and one of us wins, and the other one loses. And the loser...
Usually it's Kyle because he has practiced
But
beforehand.
I mean, no, that's not
Don't
true.
tell me not today. I saw you. I was like, oh, we have a very limited
I
amount
have
of
to
time.
test the games. How many times do I have to say this? I have to test the games to make sure that they actually work, because some of the games...
You should grab that keyboard.
Because when they're free and they're like online flash games, some of them just don't work. Like you'll press the buttons and they don't work. It's just like, haha.
We need a cable.
I'm gonna buy you. That's a mouse.
Don't.
I'm
get
gonna
the
buy
mouse.
you a wireless keyboard for Christmas.
Why?
Because it'll be a gift to me as well.
These keyboards
Face-offs.
are just fine.
But I mean, a wireless keyboard for Face-Off, just for Face-Off,
Okay.
would be really nice. Get one of those really thin. I have a really thin Logitech one. I could just bring it over.
But this is why I like keyboards that have a USB pass-through, is so I can do stuff like this. Oh God!
What? Ruin the entire stream?
Press like F11 or F12 and bring up the.
Oh no! Why you gonna go coding right now?
Yeah, I'm
Gonna recode the shit out of this
really
website.
good at coding stuff. Close. All right.
I need to see the source code. All right, so the game that we have set up today is Flappy Birdies.
Oh, we've lost another LED.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
S and H have now died.
And I.
What?
I's gone.
O and I.
What?
Yeah, O and 1.
What? The LEDs just are frying off of this thing? That's a lot.
A lot. Quite
That's
a few LEDs have died on this.
I've never had an LED die on a
Really?
keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Wow.
Fortunately, the keys still work when you press them.
That's why this episode of Awesome Hunter is not sponsored by Cool Master.
Certainly not.
All right, so I guess we can go on to our game, which is Flappy Birdies. It's kind of like, I guess when Flappy Bird was around, someone just made this as a knockoff. It's basically Flappy Bird, that really annoying app game.
Yay.
That got way too much popularity.
I've never actually played.
I've only played in this form before, maybe once on the phone, but I immediately hated it and never played it again. So we both died.
What just happened?
I think. Oh no, you can go to retry. So mine is.
I have space.
Up. I have.
Oh wait, one of them is.
I have space and you have up, or
No.
space or mouse, and then the other person has. So you do the up arrow. You do the up arrow. I'll do space.
Okay.
All right. So I'll be. All right, retry.
Ready?
Yes. Go. So I'm red.
I'm blue.
So the idea is, Paul, to not. Fuck!
Looks like I'm winning.
Fucking tree stumps. Alright, so
Yay.
you won that one. So let's go first to 10.
First to 10.
Or no, maybe that's
Okay.
too many. Is that too... Oh, it's quick, though.
First to 5. 5 wins.
Best out of 7. First one to
That'd
4.
be first to 4.
Yeah.
So I'm already up 1?
Starting now.
God damn it.
That was a practice run just to make sure that everything was working. That was like a test boot, Paul.
Always cheating.
Can't call it a build complete on a
Alright.
test boot. Alright. First to 4. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Obviously.
You have like the temperament and the control that I do not.
So I should just die because obviously trying to continue would be... Alright, I'm up 1.
Alright, you're up 1. Coming back with a vengeance.
A vengeance?
I don't know why I said vengeance.
What is a vengeance?
God, the first one! Like, do I have no depth perception at all, or
Alright.
like any
I'm
kind
just
of
gonna get some practice
hand-eye
in.
coordination?
Gonna get some practice in here.
No.
Because
don't
you
get-
just practiced.
Alright,
Alright, I'm up 2.
you're up 2. This could be a full clean sweep. We're like
I'm trying to
synchronized.
just mimic you. Wait, what?
Oh my God! How am I so bad?
Except for when you die.
Good lord!
Alright. That's 3-0.
Oh God! Hold on to your laptop.
And my wife might be home.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And
Whoa! Oh my God! I die on the first one every
I
time.
don't know.
My goodness.
Nori.
Ah,
Sorry.
big dog me on
sorry.
camera.
Wait.
Ah.
Why do none of these work?
What's going on over here?
Nobody heard the last 2 or 3 sentences we said because I turned the volume down because
Because
the
the barking.
barking. Sorry about the barking, guys.
Work.
All right, well that was what we call a sweeping the series, I believe.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
All right.
Good job, Paul. But I'm gonna have to pay the consequences because after every face-off is a punishment that the loser has to.
The terrible punishment.
Loser has to suck up to. So, the punishment that I've concocted for myself apparently today is that for your half of the show,
Yes, for my half.
your half of the show, since my half is pretty much over, I'm gonna have to finish any beer, or alcohol, or anything that I drink from here on out is gonna have to be drank out of this tiny mason jar.
That's a very small mason jar.
Very tiny.
Maybe a shot or a shot and a half worth, I think.
Yeah, probably an ounce and a half, perhaps. So, I guess I'll just kick things off, but I don't want to pour it over here because that's probably gonna get messy.
Okay.
But
well,
I'll dunk it.
so you
I'll
can
dunk it like this.
use a wire and make a little dunker thing that
Maybe
you
I'll
can do.
I'll attach a wire to it. All right, bottoms up. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, you gotta cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys.
Doing the beer shots.
Feel so much more badass drinking out of a shot glass. Like, oh yeah, I'm ready for another one. I'm ready for another one. It's like, yeah, it's like 5% beer, bruh. All right. Shall we do some Johnson shoutouts?
Yes, we shall.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Yes, that is Asian size, correct. All right. Starting with
8675309.
let's get this guy in here. Gavin.
Gavin.
Thank you very much for picking up a BIOS Flasher shirt.
Thanks, Gavin.
Sorry.
You
get
don't
you
get a Johnson, you
and
just
a burp.
get a burp.
Oh, sorry,
Nori,
Nori.
calm
I
down.
see you down there.
Did you step on her tail?
No, I didn't. I just nudged her.
Okay.
I
have no Johnsons.
No Johnsons.
No Johnsons.
Paul doesn't have a Johnson. Wait,
that's not true. Liar.
Can't confirm what? Nekia Armor.
You're only supposed to say the first name.
They'll never know how that's spelled.
Okay.
But I won't do that anymore.
Armor.
It's a very cool name. I had to share it with the world.
It is a cool name.
CPU Cooler, thank you very much for picking up a hoodie, actually. A CPU Cooler hoodie. Appreciate that. You'll probably be warm in it. I don't even have one of those. I'm jealous. And then just one more here. Mitchell. Thank you very much, Mitchell. Johnson for you, sir, for picking up a Bitwit logo shirt.
The
hoodie.
Logo. The hoodie.
You got the hoodie.
Yeah.
You got the Bitwit hoodie. Awesome. Thank you.
What about the hoodie?
And I know. No one ever does that. And the Stay Positive shirt as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, we totally forgot to mention this, by the way.
Can we mention that really quick right now?
We can mention it now, sure.
We'll mention it now. So we're in talks with our t-shirt guy who handles all of our merchandise, and he has just initiated some coupon deals on both of our stores, which means you can get 10% off, starting now, effective now, 10% off our merchandise if you spend $50 or more, or you can get 20% off if you spend $100 or more, which that's like, if you bought like a couple shirts and a hoodie, or maybe some pint glasses and some polo shirts from Paul's store, whatever it is, a couple decals. You can easily take advantage of those discounts. It is listed on both of our websites, I believe, according to our t-shirt guy. So if you go there,
that's what he says.
If you don't, oh my God, what's happening?
Hero. All right, go lay down. Go lay down.
My heart skips a beat every time. So feel free to check out those deals. It's that time of year, y'all, where seasonal discounts and stuff are running amok. So
go ahead and check it out. They're labeled. They're listed.
You can use a fun offer code and stuff. Sorry, I just knocked that
right up here.
Microphone. Yep. All right.
Or on Kyle's store.
Stay tuned.
They're not listed on your store though.
Yeah, they are. If you go you have to go home. I think probably because I have a home page. No, if you go home. Yeah.
Oh yeah, gotta click home.
Yeah, so you'll see the deals and stuff on my homepage. But yeah, they will work. Allegedly. So that's all for my half of the show, guys. Don't go anywhere because we are going to continue with Paul's half. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, you can go ahead and head over to his channel, Paul's Hardware. If that's too difficult, then you can. There's a link that I put in my description that'll take you right there. If you're on Twitch, just stay where you are. We're not going anywhere. We probably won't even cut. We'll probably just, pee right in front of you. You'll just have to...
that should have been the punishment for Faceoff.
You must urinate publicly. So thank you guys. BRB. Yeah.
Goodbye.